do crystals work? I get this question a lot. And I mean, rightfully so, or justifiably so. I can understand because honestly, I do things backwards anyway. I was kind of naturally drawn to crystals and then said, how do crystals work? But what I've found is that question is not a dumb question. It's not a dumb question. Because even I've asked, how do crystals work? Until I realized it's not how a crystal works. It's how you work. How you work. That's the question. Say this is a basketball. How does the basketball work? If I just sit the basketball down, it's not gonna do anything per se. It doesn't mean that the basketball doesn't bounce. I mean, unless it's flat, of course. But if the basketball has air in it, it's gonna do something when the person that uses the basketball does it. I could shoot the basketball, I could miss. I can shoot the basketball and I can make the bucket. I can bounce it. I can really learn how to use the basketball. And that's why I say it's not necessarily how the crystal works more than it is how you know how to use the crystal. Another example with this being a basketball. Say this is a basketball and I want to play soccer though. Wrong ball. I mean, you could play soccer with a basketball, but they made the soccer ball out of a different material. It has a different amount of air in it. The ball is a different size because it's more suitable for soccer. And that is my point with crystals. We can't see the frequency that each crystal vibrates at. We look at it and we say, oh, it's an inanimate object. But if we hook it up to something that can detect energy and frequencies, we would see that each crystal is going to have a different rating on the frequency scale. So let's get into specific crystals then, and what I mean by how you use a crystal. So for example, I like to give examples. I'm a parable God. That's like a good play on words too. Anyway, I'm sure it's in Exodus. The priest has a breastplate, and I believe it's 4 or 5 rows, and the last row is like, I want to say beryl, lapis lazuli. I know that he has carnelian is on that first row. So you got to know that each one of those crystals has a different meaning or a metaphysical property. They all have different crystal structures or compositions. They're composed of different elements, and they have different properties, like I said, metaphysical properties. And I could wear that breastplate and not be refined and not garner the same results as someone who knows how to use that tool. Basketball again. LeBron with the basketball versus me with the basketball. LeBron! LeBron's gonna. He can. You'd be like, what's wrong with this basketball? It's not the ball. It's the person skill level with the ball. And so the better question, and then maybe I could answer that, is how do I prepare myself to use crystals? Or how do I prepare myself so that I can benefit from a crystal's properties? Now that's a question. And the way that I would answer that is faith. Your faith can be the size of a mustard seed and you can move mountains. So why do I need crystals if I can move a mountain with just my faith alone? You don't need crystals because you can move mountains with your faith alone. But you can't move anything if you don't believe that you can do it. So that's the first way that you're gonna have to prepare yourself. Or that's the first thing in prepping yourself. Like LeBron practicing, he's gonna have to get his endurance up first, So your faith, that's the one thing. Now, incorporating crystals with your faith would be like travel. So I can get to Houston by foot. I mean, yeah. And my daddy could probably tell you how long that would take. Because he's really into it'll take 16 hours to walk because I did it. Your uncle walked and it took him a day. I left out. Anyway, I'm going hard. So yeah, with faith. With faith, I can move that mountain. On foot, I can walk to Houston. And I can get to Houston. If I believe and I have faith and endurance and I just go do it, I can do it. I can drive to Houston and get there in about an hour and 47 minutes, depending on where I'm going. It's a tool that can be utilized to be more efficient and more precise. And this is why crystals are used in watches. You see quartz time. It gives for more precise time. Because of the frequency and the energy. So if I want to meditate with pink amethyst and I am already believing that love is something that I can have. I can pray with this and I can be one with this crystal and my energy will be stronger. I will emit more of that energy. More of that energy will come off of me. Because remember, it's me. It's me. And it's like infusing. It's like a superhero movie. And whenever he gets all of the crystals in that glove, man, boom, just a little bit, boom, he got 2 crystals, boom, another crystal, boom, and then when that last crystal, boom, and he's got all the power. That's basically how crystals work. They do a good job, and maybe I'll seem crazy for thinking that, but I think you're crazy for not thinking that. So, who wins this one? But anyway, that is my explanation on how crystals work when actually it's not how crystals work. It's how you use crystals. I like to answer that more than how the crystals work. Yeah, so maybe I'll get back on and I'll talk about different shapes and how they would be best used or situations. And I'm intentionally using this crystal because it makes me comfortable. When I first started holding the crystal, it was cool to the touch. But as I've been holding it, it warms up. You say, "Oh, well, it's gonna warm up. You have human warmth." No, each crystal, if you're familiar with crystals, you will know that some crystals can get hot, 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 hot. Some crystals are actually cool, will kind of stay cool. But this one, it has really, it just makes me comfortable. It makes me so comfortable. I love it. And it's $98. It's actually for sale. Plug. But anyway, so, and be sure to check out victoriaconceptstore.com for Vicki TV, crystals, herbs, and a blog and more. I hope that after watching this video, you have a better understanding of crystals from a very basic standpoint. Thanks for watching and hope to see you back. Peace, love, and light. What else I sell? What else do I do? It's a big answer that I'll try to make sure. You know, the shape of the crystal, that's how many points the crystals have, because these are energy points. Each crystal has meaning, and you can get really, really deep into that. Started holding it out. This is my second time taping with it, actually. The first tape was all outtakes. That was an outtake video.